I was going through Zachariah Sitchin's, some of his books, and I opened one of his books, and I'm getting grey on fuzzy on which book it was, and it was like I was meant to see it. And this is what it said. When Dumuzi died, Inanna took his body to the deep Abzu, where she buried him on the edge of a cliff under a pile of stones near his father's special place, facing east so that his soul would be everlasting in the land of the black people. I nearly fell on my back. It was like, it's describing this site. Let's recap. First of all, who was Dumuzi? Who was Inanna? Inanna was the prime supreme goddess of the Sumerians. Inanna, Ishtar, the other name that I forget now, Isis. Inanna, Ishtar, Isis, all the same individual in different cultures. Inanna was a very powerful individual. She was also Enki's lover, while she was his niece, I think, or something like that. She was related to him. And Inanna and Dumuzi were lovers. And Dumuzi was Enki's youngest son, who was born on Earth, according to Sitchin's translations. So we got to take some, assume that there was some semblance of truth there. But then what it says and I personally believe that Inanna and Dumuzi might be the original inspiration for the Romeo and Juliet story, the forbidden love, right? So when Dumuzi died, and that's very freaky. Why Dumuzi? No, Dumuzi is an Anunnaki. He's Enki's youngest son. And we know from the Sumerian text that when the Anunnaki died, they would bring them back to life. They didn't die and be left dead. They would bring them back to life with what they called rods and cones that pulsed and vibrated. Like, once again, it points us towards advanced knowledge of technology and how body works and vibration frequency, ECG, shock people to life after their heart stops, same kind of thing. So they already had that technology, but far more advanced. So they never let their kin die. Then the Anunnaki were not left dead. And yet when Dumuzi died, they did not want to bring him back to life. Now, when I first read that, I didn't think about it much. And it's only much later I realized, oh my God, Dumuzi was taken out. He was assassinated. Otherwise, why wouldn't they bring him back to life? They brought all the other Anunnaki back to life.
They didn't want him back.
And that's why Inanna was so pissed off. And it's very clear in the translations. When you read Sitchin, you can feel her anger and her passion. This was her lover, her partner, and they didn't want to bring him back to life. So it says that when he died, she was furious with the rest of the Anunnaki, but they decided, and that's when she took his body and brought him to the deep Abzu. To deep Abzu, where she buried him on the edge of a cliff under a pile of stones, as was the Anunnaki custom, facing east so that his soul would be everlasting, close to his father's special place, Adam's calendar, Enki's calendar, in the land of the black people. Now that's really interesting. So it seems that this might be the actual burial site of Dumuzi. Very powerful energetically. This is why this place has attracted thousands of tourists, spiritual workers, people that connect to the energies and ancestral energies and the ancestors and the guardians and the site spirit guides and so forth. Very powerful place. We have taken twice or thrice now, we have taken ground penetrating radar, and unquestionably shows that something is buried here. There's no doubt. So if ever we're going to do an archaeological excavation, it should be here. Because if we excavate an Anunnaki body here, this has never happened before. So that's the story of this site. Did I forget anything important? Yeah. So, I just love the site. It breaks my heart to see it in such state of disrepair, but at least the stones are back. They're not scattered all over the place. And at some stage, when we have enough money, we'll come back and rebuild it. And I forgot to introduce you to my partner, Martin. That's Martin. Martin and I are partners in the Antiquities Research Institute. He's the guy that's doing all the dirty work, hard work, dealing with the government. And I'm the guy that's doing this. But Martin, in his own right, has made some startling discoveries that we're about to film and record and document for the first time. Well, I'll give you a hint here. He's mapped this whole place out. He's discovered other ancient sites like stone circle places, a stone circle that are right here on the edge of Adam's Calendar. This entire place in front of Adam's Calendar is unquestionably an ancient gold mine. He's discovered interesting geometric patterns in there that point to a whole lot of other stuff going on down there, other activity, mysterious activity. And one of the most important things is he discovered quasi-crystals right in this huge area. Quasi-crystals are among the most mysterious geological formations. The original quasi-crystals were firstly a theoretical geological thing. Then the Russians discovered them in the 80s, sometime in the...
Before we had cell phones, digital cell phones, and then all of a sudden we had digital cell phones because of the quasi-crystal. And non-stick frying pans.
Yeah.